Mormon?
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't use profanity.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yo, yo,
Hey.
yo.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
This is your Kill Tony recap. Lila, I thought you were going to introduce us.
I was
I
going
thought so
to,
too.
but
She
you know
chickened
what?
out.
I
Okay,
didn't.
take two, because Kill Tony had some technical difficulties.
Yes,
Yeah.
no,
So we're sticking with the theme.
Suddenly my mic sounds like shit.
that's
No,
okay.
dude, you sound good.
Yeah,
Oh,
sounds
okay.
good.
I think. Is there a problem, Travis?
It's probably my
Welcome to the Kill Tony recap.
So,
We are live.
from the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And I'm your host, Lila Hart. Today's episode.
And I'm your
These
co-host.
are the three stooges with me.
That's
Abraham
right.
Boche.
Yeah. I'm Seth Lawrence.
So let's just be honest. Kill
And this
Tony
is
wasn't
Kopus.
that great today,
Mellini.
right?
It
I
was
mean, out
rough.
of all the Kill Tony episodes,
It started off bad.
it was
mean,
kind of like...
I think there have been worse ones.
You know what? I thought it was fucking fantastic.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
Probably the beginning with all of the fuckery and the mic shit.
And then the middle.
You know what?
And
Here's
then the
the
end.
thing.
You like that
I-
guy's masturbation story?
Okay.
Masturbating.
First of all, let's go
Yeah,
in order.
that was
people.
Abel.
We're
That was
going
Abel.
all
Abel.
over the goddamn place.
That was,
Yeah.
he was the first one. Abel Z or Abel J.
Vincencio, excuse me.
Okay, so you
What?
were recapping the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
That
What
was your
I was gonna
favorite part.
say about the technical difficulties. I just love when people can turn a shitty situation like that and still make it funny.
Right.
And I felt
Yes.
like
Okay.
Tony still was able to make it funny, bring in the crowd, and
Yeah.
it was cool.
That
Josh
is
was having
true.
a fit, though. He wasn't having such a great time because they kept calling him and to fix it. So he must have had a lot of stress on his shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Oh.
stressed
So
out.
why don't you
He
explain
aged
who
5
he is
years tonight.
for the fan? Because they
He's-
might not know.
Josh is one of the producers, or he's one of, I don't know. I think he's like an intern, or he just helps makes the show happen. He brings them liquor.
And he has great shoes.
Uh-huh.
He always
And
has
he's
good
got
shoes.
great
He's
hair.
a comic, though, isn't he? He's the guy that helps them
He's also a comedian.
produce
yes.
the show.
Yeah,
he's a
he's
comic.
Yeah.
Josh
He does
Martin,
spots.
Is that
Yeah.
what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that's his name.
Yeah.
Very
He's
nice
a
guy. Very nice
dude.
guy.
He helps make the show possible. He's the behind-the-scenes guy. So,
He was
Yes.
stressed out tonight, though.
He
Dude.
was stressed out.
okay, so let's explain why. Because
so
you
bad
and
for
I,
him.
Kopus, did not even make it into the room
Because we're
tonight.
white.
Then what
Yeah.
did you guys even... So you didn't even...
We watched
you weren't
it.
in the room.
No,
You
no, no.
watched it from where?
We watched it.
First of all, let me just say,
from
I
my
was
car.
actually in the room.
Yeah, they could
Front
fit her
row.
in there, though.
I was actually in the room. I saw everything.
If you're a white guy in LA now, you're not allowed into the room.
You can't even think.
You have to like kind of sit inside the room
woe is
next
They
door.
put us-
White guy.
So they put us in
Aphrodite
Yeah.
and
They put us in the
It's the only
VIP.
bad place to be a white guy
I don't
is
know.
LA.
There are lots of bad places to be a
Wow.
white guy.
Is there?
Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, cut the shit. I'm
For
not going to
sure.
hear this woe is me, I'm a white guy.
I'm just saying.
Situation.
I'm just saying.
You have
Who's
a lot
woeing?
of privilege. Move
No,
on.
Who's
we
woeing?
had-
Y'all two are.
We had a lot of privilege.
We had
and
some.
Kopus isn't
We had
even
a good
white.
run.
You still
so-
have a lot of privilege.
so then,
Well, you
okay.
pass.
So then the show got started.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna
so
chill
it was in
out,
the
man. I'm just
belly
trying to
room.
heal this
okay, the
world
show
here.
was in the belly
In the
room.
belly room,
They
yes.
moved it from the main room
They didn't
tonight
let any
to the belly
comics
room.
up. Aphrodite and I were the only ones in the green room with Jeremiah and the band.
Yeah.
So we got to see their costumes before
Ooh.
they even
Wow.
came out. So
That's
they
sexy.
came out as Mad Max.
Mad
right?
Max.
Mad
And
Max.
we just got to give a shout out
We got to see them
band.
naked.
They're great.
They are.
They are
and
fucking
Joel
awesome.
Berg is
Joel
so
Berg,
hilarious.
Jeremiah.
And he was on the
Maya.
guitar tonight,
Reagan.
right?
No, he wasn't.
He was holding a guitar as I
was
watched
on
it. He was on the drums.
Yes. He's
I saw
always
him
always
holding
on
a
the
guitar.
drums.
What you saw was not.
You had the worst
It
view
must
in
have
the
been his
house for
costume.
sure.
Dude, we
Seth.
did. We were watching from a phone, from Kopus's phone in my car.
Yeah.
After
it
we
was
got
the costume.
shuffled
At least you
into the
have a
VIP
car.
bar. Oh my gosh. You were just talking about handicapped parking spaces.
Live
What are you
from
using?
Los Angeles, inside the parking lot
my
of
gosh.
the Comedy Store. Wait, no,
the
two
Pink
parking
Dot.
stores
We were 2 blocks down.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was great.
So the first comic was Abel Vincencio.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
and he's the one that did that masturbating
Yes,
joke.
he did.
Watching
And it
Korean
killed,
dancing.
right? It killed so hard.
Stop. No, it did not.
It was terrible.
It did not.
Yeah.
He
He was
said
being
that he
sarcastic.
had done comedy for 3 months, and this was the second time in 3 months.
Not
But,
bad.
Okay,
Same joke.
regardless of anything, I have to give props to anyone who puts their name in that damn bucket.
For
That's
sure.
true.
For sure.
So
That's
let's
very
just do
true.
that.
No,
That's for
absolutely.
sure.
It wasn't the best, but the one thing I will say is at You could tell he was like being honest. And
Yeah.
I like when comedians are honest, regardless if the set is funny or not. I rather have honesty.
Yeah.
And then then you can grow from that.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Tony, they really appreciated him. They had a great time with him. His interview was awesome because they just was ragging on him how his mom worked at Jack in the Box. They said that was the funniest thing that he said.
Has
he was
anyone
being
here
honest.
ever been like caught masturbating by their parents?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
I got
My
caught
mom caught me.
masturbating, but I was doing it wrong though, because I had my
How
fingers
do you
in my
do that wrong?
I had my fingers in my butt, and they were like, Abraham,
Are
what do you?
you
Okay,
serious?
Abraham.
Yeah, and like I was just like,
I've had
like
so many
playing with my
questions about
butthole.
you.
And so, and they're like, so after that, they called me Butterfinger for the longest time, and I was like, that's fucked up. So I was
How
like,
old
well, yeah.
were you?
He was
Like
22.
12,
You know what though?
13.
You were in the butt play young.
I
huh?
was I was just like I was
Wow.
having some alone time, and it was none of
Yeah.
their business. They didn't have to
Sure,
be peeking
no, of
in like
course not.
watching me and stuff. And they
I
just
like
burst at the
to,
door. And
like-
they're like, "Ooh, you're playing with the butthole," and I was like,
Is that not what I'm supposed
I
to do?
appreciate your honesty. I bet a lot of other people have touched their assholes.
Have you?
Sitting at, yes.
See,
I was
I
at
touched
least
my
like
butt.
Sure,
25.
but I would not call that masturbation though.
well, I don't know. I thought I was.
You know
it
what,
was
sure.
Abraham? I
masturbating.
Sure.
appreciate your honesty, and you should talk about that on stage.
I
You
should.
say
And I have.
that my family called me Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
For a
Yeah.
long time
Yeah.
because I masturbated while sticking my fingers up my booty hole.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not a Butterfinger. Just eat my Twix. I mean my Snickers.
Okay. X-nay that last part, but just
Okay.
eat the rest.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I used to pee on myself when I was younger. When I was like
Wow.
12,
I used to
13,
poop.
On purpose.
I would pee on myself on purpose.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like how I'd start off the
purpose?
masturbation. That was my foreplay.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
I would sit in
You're
like a little
That's
Right.
amazing.
pile of pee
Wow.
Nice.
and in the bathroom, and I like had
So
a
you
lot of
would get all
people
wet.
that were like living inside like the place. So I'd take a long time in the bathroom, and my cousins would get pissed that were
Yeah.
living with me.
Oh my
But-
Wow.
gosh.
See, that's worse.
It was
than the
pretty
butthole thing. I
gross.
feel like the butthole thing is a little bit more normal than the pissing all over your dick.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And masturbating with the
But they're
dick.
both-
Maybe that's what he thought getting wet meant.
They're both fetishes.
I don't know. Yeah, it was a fetish though. It was kind of
Yeah.
weird. It was an early developed
Do you
fetish.
still
Yeah.
do it now?
No.
Every day.
No. Okay.
It's
People are
just
into
too
that,
much
you know?
work though, you know?
It's called golden shower.
I'm glad I got it
Yeah.
over
Into
with
it.
quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's usually
Okay.
done on another
So
person.
Aaron
but-
McCain,
Yeah.
the guy that's from Ireland.
Yeah, and he's going home tomorrow
He's
to Ireland.
He was supposed to leave like 3 weeks ago.
I
folks.
know,
know,
he's
dude.
milking that Kill Tony appearance.
Oh,
isn't he?
Yeah.
and
He'll
he
be
got
here
it-
next week.
And he got
I'm
invited.
leaving
No,
tonight.
they're going
doing
to,
a show
they're
there,
doing a show
right?
there, and he got
Yeah,
invited
the
to come
ticket.
out.
Yeah,
That's
How
he's
awesome.
fucking amazing is
dude.
that?
He's a talented guy though. Like he is good.
Yeah, he is.
So
Well, you better be good if you've been doing this shit for 6 years.
6
I
years.
agree.
Yeah.
I
and
agree.
he's the
Yep.
gentleman that's like lived with 12 other like people for like $600 a month.
No,
Is
like
he-
40
More.
other people.
or like 40
maybe
other
they're
people.
exaggerating.
There are
'cause
tons.
Maybe they're exaggerating, but
he
yeah,
calls it the Pod House.
yeah.
POD. So
That's
I
awesome.
thought the sweetest thing was when he kind of got
Mushy, mushy?
emotional.
Yeah.
And that was sweet to me when he talked about like
Yeah.
how he watched Kill Tony back in his hometown.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then now he's been on the show 4 times, and then to
Yeah.
be asked to be
To
on the
go-
show in Ireland.
Oh.
I thought that's really sweet.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
That is.
Really sweet.
Yeah.
That's
It is
magic.
Really
That's what I
touching.
love about Tony. That he just makes magic happen.
That is magical.
That
That's
is
great.
very magical.
nice emotional moment.
And I liked his bit about Adderall. I was addicted to Adderall for 5 years, okay? I have
Wow.
been clean since May 6th of 2017.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
But
congrats.
literally, Adderall to me, I was so fucking addicted. And it's like meth,
Yeah.
you know?
Huh.
I tried Adderall
I've
the other
done-
day for the first time.
A lot of
Did you feel
coke
methy?
before.
I felt very methy. I didn't like it, so I did some cocaine to wash it down.
Wow.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
my
so
God.
I ended up playing with my butthole that night. It was just horrible.
Okay, so this
that's
is
when
your
butt
family
fetish
caught
is
you.
not just a one-time thing.
You're
No,
lying about that
it
last
was-
part.
I am
aren't
lying
you?
about the last part, but
I
I
knew
did
it.
try
You lying
Adderall, and it was
SOB.
very weird.
Okay, now that you side conversation, this is very important.
Of course it
You've
is.
done math before,
Yeah.
and he's been clean. He's a fucking warrior, all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Abraham is one of the
we
most
were just
amazing
doing
people.
some shit together. But okay.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
He has a
I'm gonna-
loose definition for clean. Abraham. does.
Anyways, Abraham, my question is: now you've done meth and you've done Adderall. do you feel like they're similar? Like, what was your take on them?
Okay, I didn't like the part where I felt like I was coming down. I don't think the Adderall was strong enough. Like meth was, so it was just like a teaser. So it actually made me want to do more crystal meth and not Adderall.
I think Vyvanse is better than both. Vyvanse.
I won't do it again if that's
kind of like
We
Adderall,
don't
but
know
turned
that.
down.
Can you
drug
see
use.
how Adderall would be addictive?
What is happening
very
right
much
now?
So.
Okay, well now,
Very
now
much
you
so.
understand me. Anyways,
totally.
I've been clean for 2 years.
Yay.
On Adderall,
Well done.
which is
Well done.
pretty
All
amazing.
right.
But that shit is no joke.
And she
That's
only
not a
drinks Red Bulls at 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
you know,
you gotta get your
some of
hits
us have
somehow.
Devices. I'm sober. Like, let me have my Red Bull when, okay?
You can have it whenever you want,
Once in a
Lila.
while.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of shit, and now I'm clean. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Totally
but I
clean.
wouldn't. I don't regret all my like druggy times because I feel like it makes me more relatable and I can empathize with people who are going through addiction.
Her
How
apart-
can you empathize if you've never fucking done it? You know.
Her apartment
Yeah.
was clean.
I think you can, but it might be more difficult to be believed.
Well, I just feel like if you've actually gone through alcoholism or actually gone through like a meth addiction or Adderall addiction, like you know the crippling pain that it how difficult it is to really stop.
you know what
Right.
sucks
Yeah.
is like when you go through it and then you recover and then you go back and you use some more,
It's called relapse.
but then you don't like ever go to a program and you just like are like, I'm a
using it.
normal guy now, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And then like you got nobody to relate to because the people that like used to be addicts are like, no, you're not like me. And then the people that are like regular, like, you know, that just normally don't do drugs, they don't relate to you. So then you're like, what? A shaman. And that's what I am.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What a shameless plug. That was such a long story.
Yeah, but that
Oh my
was, it was
God.
worth the
It's-
It was good. I like it.
So
I like
Matt
it.
Matt Bourgois, how do you say Bourgeois?
Oh, like it's a Boyer's pig.
Matt Bourgois?
Bourgeois?
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
French?
So he had no jokes. He had like
Oh,
zero
yeah.
jokes. Poor guy. And so all he said was when he had his first minute was
No, he had the one that the first joke was good.
he said this is
for
the
a second.
she said
Bourgeois.
what did he say? Because all I remember him saying is this
I
is
know
the
the
bell.
joke.
So this
Okay,
is the
tell
belly
us the
room.
joke.
Yeah, tell us the
Lila.
joke. Yeah.
He said that I went to a gender reveal party.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh,
no, well, that
okay.
was the
But,
interview.
the guy,
oh, yeah,
no,
you're right.
it wasn't.
You're right.
Shut
You're
up,
right.
He went on
Abraham.
stage and he said,
You
I
don't
went to the
know.
gender reveal party.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
kid was 15. I thought that was amazing. It was a progressive. I went to a progressive gender reveal party.
Right.
And the kid was 15.
That kills for like 5 seconds.
Wasn't it
but,
race?
like, what are you
race
going to
gender
do? It
don't
reveal
like
party?
understand.
Race gender reveal
I don't
party.
understand the
I'll
joke.
say he had
What is the joke?
The joke is that, you know, in today's day and age, people are like, I'm a girl. No, I'm a guy. You know, it's
Yeah.
a progressive
Right.
gender reveal.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
I like it.
I think it was great.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I still don't get it.
And then Tony asked if all
That's
the
because you're Mormon.
I understand
Then
that.
Tony-
but I don't understand.
then Tony asked him if all
Yeah.
the guests looked white powery like him.
Oh, at the
Powery.
party.
White powery.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that because he said he'd never, it was
If
because
you ever
it's-
dated a black chick.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, only on a date. And then so he had braided hair, so they were like, well, who braided your hair? And he was like, my white girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then Tony told him
feel
that
like
his
I
set.
got
Tony
no
at
sense
the
of
end.
what
At the end, Tony tells him that his set was OKKK.
Ah,
That was
see, I
good.
get that joke.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm
that
done
was
with
that
this.
guy.
Thank you, next. Okay, keep going.
All right.
Oh,
So
who
he
do
did
we
not
have?
do very well.
No, he
Jonathan
didn't
Hinton, how did
at
he
all.
do?
All I put was not here for him, and I don't know why. Oh, he wasn't
You were
there.
doing meth.
Oh, he
Jonathan-
wasn't there?
Yeah, he
Okay.
wasn't there. He was blacklisted.
Oh, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay. So then they went to Jane Johnson.
They went to Jane Johnson,
Okay.
who talked about eating chocolates at Whole Foods, and we talked about
Yeah.
the outside about grazing.
Right. Grazing,
She
not
talked-
hazing.
Grazing, not
Yeah.
hazing. So she talked about how
She got food hazed.
got caught on camera eating chocolate.
Right.
And then
At Whole
she gonna
Foods.
say that, that was her porn bit, and that, Kim Kardashian got famous eating chocolate.
That part was
That's
funny.
clever.
That
That
is.
part was funny.
I get that joke.
So maybe she has a chance or something like that.
Right.
They
Yeah.
had a blast with her. They called her racist also.
Wait,
Yeah.
there's one thing I wanted to say. There, Lewis asked her an interesting question. He said, "You had to pick between yoga or stand-up comedy." And
pick.
she said she
What
couldn't
she would
pick.
do?
Right?
What?
She said she couldn't pick.
What?
And here's the interesting thing for that. She's like, "I love yoga. I love stand-up, and I love Jane. She's one of my good friends." But what he was trying to get to, what I felt like Lewis was trying to get is like, if you like, for me, if anyone's asked me that question, like, Lila, pick one thing. It
Yeah.
would be stand-up comedy. It's
Right.
this is
Yeah.
it for me.
Yeah,
you're like, I guess I'll-
This is it.
Right.
This is the
Yeah.
Find
this
another
is the thing.
way
There's
to-
nothing that I love equally to
Right.
stand up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
There
if they were
isn't.
like, no, you're right. Because if they were like Abraham, comedy or playing with your butthole, I'd be like,
Playing with my
comedy.
bow. Oh. I thought that
Yeah.
was going
Comedy
different.
all the way.
I
So-
understand. So
Yeah.
she was a little too into yoga.
No, that's not.
She's
said
not
that she
into
loved them.
stand-up enough.
She said that she
Enough.
loved both of them equally.
And it's like, no, you
Right.
can't do that.
well,
Gotta pick
you know,
one.
I want to be devil's advocate, and I want to say that maybe she could.
I
but
agree with
just for
Lila.
me personally, I just know that I
Yeah.
I knew what he was getting at. What he was getting at was like,
Where's your passion?
Unless you would pick stand-up comedy
Yeah.
as number one. Okay, hold on. There's a big point to this. Unless you'd pick stand-up comedy as your number one thing, then you have no business doing this.
Right.
You know? Because stand-up comedy to me is like, there's especially in LA, there's a lot of people who dabble in it, think
So
that,
many.
oh, this is what I want to do, kind of this and that. But
Yeah.
it's like, unless
Right.
you're fucking hardcore about this and really want to do this, you're really taking away like stage time from people who are super passionate about this and this is what they
Yeah.
really want to do.
But what about
Well-
the Jeremiah Watkins in the world that if you asked him stand up or improv, he would be able
I don't think
to
you'd
like
say
But you
really
know
improv.
what? At the end of the
say
day,
what?
at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's comedy.
It'd be music,
At the end of
right?
the day, it's stand up.
If you ask Jeremiah,
even if he does music, it's still musical comedy. It
Yeah.
all
Comedy.
comes down to the stand up. Like there is no comedy in yoga. But
Yeah.
I did on Jane's defense. One thing I did like that she said, which I thought was clever, is that yoga helps her to breathe and relax, and that's what she needs for stand up.
But what if it all comes down to wisdom? Because comedy and yoga are really just
And
two
it's-
forms of wisdom.
It's funny you say that because Tony was like, you need to eat more meat, more steak, so that you can make your brain work.
Is she a
or something
vegetarian
like that.
or
Oh.
She's
vegan?
a vegetarian, so she needs to eat more
she
steak
is
to
literally
make her brain work.
one of the kindest,
I mean-
like sweetest people that I've ever met.
You know her
Yeah.
outside?
No, I know her outside.
Oh, okay.
She's a very sweet, like loving girl.
Yeah.
And so when they were, I kind of felt bad when they were like dogging on her, like, "Oh, you smile
They
so
dogged
much,"
her
and
out.
it's like,
Yeah.
she,
Yeah.
that's just who
Aw.
she is. She does
Yeah.
smile a lot,
That's
you know.
nice.
And
Yeah. They pick on the nice
Do you
people.
think
though.
she's
They
into
do.
comedy enough though? Do you think she's really about that life?
I think that she is. I think that the maybe she got nervous and the bit that she chose to do her first 1 minute to like
Yeah.
introduce on stage maybe wasn't the best minute to choose, because here's the thing, when it's your first time on Kill Tony, they have no reference to who you are and you want to really connect with the audience. So maybe she went on stage and said, "Hey, I do yoga," and went into, you know, more of that, but just you have to be able to connect with the audience, and it's very difficult to
Yeah.
do that in 1 minute. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
But that's what the interview's for too.
But
Yeah.
see, she took a low blow at Joelberg.
See-
They asked her what she did for a living or something. And
Yeah.
she talked about how she worked for like Depends, and she told
Did
Joelberg-
commercials or something, right?
well,
She said
Is
something
that
about
real?
it was okay, but she did. But in her defense again, she did work for Huggies. And
Right.
Of course,
so
of
it
course.
was funny. The joke was funny. Maybe she just did it to the wrong person.
Right,
It would
yeah.
have been funny. Maybe if she said it to Tony.
Yeah.
Well, here's the
You
thing.
know?
No, I don't know. I mean, if she had,
Joelberg.
I think with that, if you do well during your minute and if you win over the crowd, then you can start taking shots at the
Right,
cast.
right.
But if you don't
Right.
have the crowd
Was her
on your
minute
So
side,
that
Tony,
bad, though?
Tony had a
The-
great comeback.
the one-
Tony had a great comeback because he says,
we
Tony
gotta
told
get through all your
her,
notes.
you should have
Jeez.
used your Depends joke to absorb your shitty set.
right?
That shit
Well,
was
okay, so-
kind of funny.
Here's the thing.
They do go hard on the nice
one
people,
thing
though.
That they did say that I thought was supportive in a way is like, you know, just because you have a bad set doesn't mean you can't come back and fucking redeem yourself.
Of course.
A great example is you
I
remember
certainly
the
hope so.
dentist? You remember the dentist? What's his
Yes.
name?
I don't remember, but I know who you're talking about.
Ah.
Ahmad or something? No, is that Ahmad?
Is he a Middle Eastern guy?
Yes.
Why can't I think of his name?
Ahmad or something like
It was
that. Ahmad.
Ahmad?
I think
don't know.
so.
Why
I
does
don't
it
know.
sound
How-
like we're in like
Okay,
a
well,
old
it's-
haunted house?
How important is
I mean,
this?
it's important because
About
the
the
first
creaking door?
time this guy went on Kill
Yeah.
Tony, his
Yeah.
set was not that great.
Yeah.
Then the next week, he went on and he fucking
Killed.
crushed it.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
crushed it, and it was incredible.
Even
So-
Tony noticed it.
So even like you can have a misunderstood set or whatever, but if you're willing to come back, I think that takes a lot of guts and a
Yeah.
lot of courage to
Yeah.
come back. And I love what she said at the end because even when Lewis said, "Oh, you have to pick one," and she was like, "I'm gonna prove you wrong," and I like that attitude. I love that
Yeah.
attitude in
Yeah.
people that they're going to, I'm going to prove you wrong, and I'm going to do what I love, and and I hope that she does, because she's actually a really wonderful human being.
Yeah.
So they asked her what was the worst thing about her, and
she couldn't decide, right?
Right. So she turned it
that's a
around
weird
and asked.
thing,
She
though.
turned it around and said, "Well, what's the worst thing about you?" So
Yeah.
He had a whole list.
She
Yeah.
should have
I mean,
had.
it's-
She should have had something negative to say
What's
about
the worst
herself.
thing about you?
My teeth are terrible. I'm lazy.
You used to pee on yourself, maybe?
I
don't
could
know.
probably,
Peabody.
yeah, I'd pee on myself. That's kind of
Yeah.
gross.
I just think most.
I mean, what's the worst thing about me tonight? Probably my breath. I mean, there's lots of shit.
Yeah, it just seemed
So-
a little. Yeah. Anyway.
So
go
anyhow,
on.
so let's
read
move on.
more
So
through your notes.
after her, they called out Reverend John Stewart, who was drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
So he couldn't
No,
make it on
no,
stage
we're
quick enough. So they put him on deck. They put him on deck.
No, stop. You skipped Cole Alexander.
No. They called Reverend John, but then they put him on deck, and then they brought Cole Alexander.
Yeah.
That's when they brought Cole. So I just
Okay,
made that
you
note.
are actually. Oh my.
No,
Okay,
no.
here's the thing. Let's
We're gonna
on
read
just
through
deck.
all of his
Uh,
notes.
I'm
let's
sorry.
just
So
I
let's
love
talk
it.
about
Let's
Cole
just
because this is
assume-
exciting.
I love it.
one
Okay.
second.
You're definitely
Okay.
a C student in school, right?
Abraham, guys, fellas,
CMB.
let's just assume that everybody that's
Fucker.
listening to this podcast
Yes.
has probably watched
Yes.
the Kill Tony
Yes.
podcast.
You'd hope
We
so.
don't need to give them an exact play-by-play.
That's
Just
what I'm
talk
saying.
about
Right.
the notes.
That's what
hey,
I'm saying.
Next person, Cole
So,
Alexander.
Cole
What
Alexander.
did you think about?
Exactly.
But I do appreciate.
So he like
Abraham.
playing. No,
The
I put on there
thoroughness.
because he was on.
No,
we're gonna
Abraham
get to
took
him.
Great notes. We
He
need
did.
Abraham.
So
he did. He's
uh,
got a whole pamphlet over
he
here.
talked about his in this 1 minute about how he liked playing the drinking game.
Yeah.
Of stay in your own lane while you're on the freeway.
Yep.
I
And
said,
then the
"What
drinking
fuck?"
game.
I've played that game a few times.
Yeah, me too.
Jeez. That's such an unsafe.
Okay,
game.
so then they got into how he ordered a hooker, and now this is the time when what happens in Vegas should have stayed in Vegas, but he brought it to the Kill Tony, so now the whole world
No, dude.
knows.
Joel called him out on it because Joel apparently knows.
Joel knows that
about
story.
it.
So basically,
Okay.
he ordered a
He
hooker.
called him
The
out.
hooker
That
was a
happened.
tranny. The tranny was like, "I'll suck your dick." He was like, "I'm drunk, sure." And then he didn't have enough to pay, and he was like, "Okay, fine, I'll bend
And
over."
it took too
but
long.
his ass
Right.
was too tight,
Right.
and he couldn't get the dick in there. Now
I-
that
they
we know
laughed.
that
I
part,
think the dick
I'll
got
say
in.
this. I really do admire him for telling that.
Yes.
story.
Absolutely.
Because there's a
It was
lot of
fun.
damn people in the crowd who probably had an experience like that, but wouldn't have the balls to fucking talk about
Yeah.
it.
Maybe. And it's
My
a
worst
crazy
like
story.
I thought it
Vegas
was great.
hooker story is like I thought I
And
was
he's
getting a
very
great
funny.
deal.
Yes, he is.
I had about 3 black hookers, and it was only going to be $100. So I thought, what a great deal, right?
Yeah.
And brought them back to the hotel room. They followed me to the ATM, and we were like kind of getting busy, meaning they were like sucking my dick, and they
At the
stole
ATM?
my wallet. One of them was very crafty. She was keeping, me entertained,
Sure.
while the other one of them was still in my wallet.
Yeah.
the
And
hell?
then another one was like just like making
Watching
me
for the
feel
cops.
good. Like,
Yeah.
you're good, you're good, you're
Yeah,
good.
don't worry
No,
about
it was
it.
no cops. We were in my hotel room. So I got
Ah.
robbed by crafty
I thought you were at the
hookers.
ATM.
Wow.
Well,
Is there
yeah,
any-
that's where I took the
Pay
cash out
attention.
first.
but
Yeah.
did they have dicks though?
No, they didn't have. I
Okay.
didn't. I don't know. They could have. I guess I didn't really.
But see, I
look.
appreciate your honesty there too. I'll tell you this. One time,
I got my
went
money
to-
back.
I went to Tijuana
wow.
with this guy
I
on a date, vacation, whatever.
beat the shit out of those
And,
hoes.
I
No, I'm
was-
just-
My gosh. Yes. You went on vacation
so
to Tijuana.
interrupting.
Sorry.
No, I heard you. Kopus
So
was
go ahead.
telling
You were in
the-
Tijuana.
No,
We were
you
having
know
a
what?
private
Guess what?
conversation.
The podcast doesn't even get the privilege of hearing the
Oh,
story.
come on,
Oh,
Lila.
Tell us, Lila. You were in
no
Tijuana, and what
need.
happened?
No need.
You were in
You're
Tijuana. What happened in Tijuana?
with a guy.
My whole point was I was in Tijuana with this guy, and he was a cool, nice dude. But then I asked him, I was like, "Have you ever hooked up with like a Mexican strip or like hooker?"
Sure.
And he didn't want to tell me, but then he was like, "Yeah." And this guy is like really freaking nice. So what I mean is, there's a lot of people who do this kind of stuff. It's not surprising.
It's not that
surprising
right.
that you get robbed by like hookers. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
And in fact, you should get robbed by a hooker. I don't feel bad.
Well, I got my money back.
Okay.
I went to the
Wow.
cops and I told them.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I said I got pickpocketed. I lied.
Are you serious?
I had a
But
cute
prostitution's
face when I was
illegal,
22 years old.
Prostitution's legal in Vegas.
I did.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is called white male
So
privilege.
I just
He's
went-
not white though.
But you
So,
look white enough.
I looked
He's
white
Mexican.
enough.
Yeah.
And I did.
sweet.
I did
Yeah.
tell them.
You have
I-
a sweet face.
Did you
I
call
got
911?
I got pickpocketed. So they just read my credit card back. They and gave me my money like in 2 days.
Wow. Nice.
Oh my God.
So we all left happy. Like the
Everybody
hookers got their
won.
money.
Yeah, you got your money.
I got a blowjob.
You need to talk about this on stage. It's actually a happy ending.
It was
That's
pretty
great.
nice ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 happy endings.
Yeah.
2 happy endings. Indeed.
And then
Just
you know,
enough thrill too.
Mm.
yeah.
Thrilling.
It was-
Horror
Yeah.
story.
It was
Horror.
horror.
A horror story.
So did your friend end up hooking up with a Mexican?
Yeah,
He
he-
already had.
yeah,
That's
he
what he
already
said.
had.
Oh,
that he
okay.
had.
And she wasn't
Wow.
surprised.
But was kind of because he was
Sorry,
a nice
I
dude.
keep calling you white.
You know, it's fine enough.
Are you offended by that?
No, I don't really,
Yeah.
care.
But you know what? It's amazing that you get to be Mexican and also have white privilege. It's a fucking brilliant.
it's
lifestyle.
it's okay.
Do you feel
I
like
don't
you have
really
white
feel
privilege,
like
though?
I have any racial connection. Really,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm connected to a race. I used to think I was black, but then I realized that wasn't gonna work very well.
And you live the life of a
How the
shaman.
hell you think he
I
was
do.
black?
He became the head of the
Yeah,
NAACP.
well, I was yeah. I meant Rachel.
I love
An
it.
amazing woman.
Yeah, I'm sure
Rachel,
she is. I
yeah.
don't know her at all.
Who's
Anyhow,
Rachel?
The head of the NAACP.
Oh.
The first transracial woman.
Oh,
you know?
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Anyhow,
I forget her last name. So yeah, who
So
was,
that was Cole.
Malcolm Hatchett then came up
Yes.
after Cole.
Talking about how he likes triangles because he's hungry because they look like pizza and
Yeah.
Doritos.
Malcolm
Well,
could have done better.
Malcolm Hatchet.
He's been coming up with a new minute.
Yeah.
Is,
It was
His
not his
job's not
strongest
easy.
set, but
He got too high.
And not
He's
only
blowing that spot. He
Know
got
what
too
now?
high to perform last week.
right because
Malcolm
Yeah, he
Hatchet
did, actually.
it gives us hope. He gives us
Right.
does he?
hope.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Hell fucking yeah,
Yeah.
he
He does.
Because he is someone who
Every
has you know what, Malcolm
Bootstraps.
Hatchet. He's honestly, it's at the point where yes, the show that he does a lot. The show does a lot for him, but he also does a lot for the show. And I feel like
Yeah.
he brought a lot to the show that
Right.
wasn't there before. And I wish nothing more than for Malcolm Hatchet to fucking just explode.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
do as great as
It's a bit
fucking
graphic.
possible.
I think Malcolm just needs to remember those cold nights inside the back of his car because
I think
last
he's-
week he got too high to perform,
Yeah.
and then this
Yeah.
week
He got sick.
he got
This
sick
week,
and
though,
didn't
he
come
was-
with
he was
his A
there.
material. And I'm just saying that it's a privilege to have his spot,
You
and
are-
that
You are
he should
aggressive
just
tonight,
turn it up
dude.
a little bit.
I love it.
I think he's got. I'm only saying that because I think Malcolm is way funnier than he was tonight.
Yeah.
and I think he could do better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
It
not
is-
gonna kiss everybody's ass.
No,
he could have done better.
He could have. He does a new minute, genuinely new minute every week.
Yeah.
that he's on the show, and that is tough.
Well, he did say
That
that
is
he's
tough.
going home to rejuvenate.
North
He
Carolina.
did say he's going home
He
to
is
feeling kinda
he
down.
was making
rejuvenate, so
excuses.
He's got his
Dude.
jobs. Yeah,
Savage.
Well,
well,
okay, think about it this
you don't
way.
ever know. You gotta
Could
give
you-
people a chance.
He's just trying to get a rise out of both of you. I would ignore him
Okay.
completely.
I'll let you, yeah. Malcolm Hatchet is a
no, he's
savage,
got
and he's a
some sense.
genuinely kind
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome.
person.
He's
you know one thing
amazing.
I really like about Malcolm
He's
that
awesome.
I'll say to you? Malcolm is not stingy with his likes and who he fucking follows. He follows fans back, and he makes it cool to actually interact
Yes.
with people on Instagram, and he doesn't act like he's too good for people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's a really brilliant trait of his.
Yep.
Like every time I see him, he's always nice as can be. He's nice to like the fans that come up to him. He's a very relatable,
Yeah, genuine dude.
genuine person.
Yeah.
He follows
And
my
that's
stories
why-
on Instagram. He likes my stories and he'll comment on them. So he
He's
if
really
he
fun.
thinks you're funny,
Yeah.
he'll let you know. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
That's
one,
cool, man.
and one, and yeah. So what he got high, but one cool fact about Malcolm, I had him on my show Small Talk with Lila Hart. He was actually on one of my first few episodes, and I had him on the week before. He was the Kill Tony
Regular.
yeah, yeah.
So I had him on before anybody like gave a fuck.
Right.
I remember seeing him at Kill Tony, and I thought to myself, "Oh my god, this guy is hilarious. I gotta get him on Small Talk." Got him on my show. Abraham's actually been on my show too, episode 11. But I got Malcolm on my show, and the next week he became a Kill Tony regular. But one thing I found out on my show is that would you guys believe this? Malcolm Hatchet has never had a drink of alcohol in his life, ever.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, so the only thing, and he only started smoking pot when he came out here to
Right,
LA,
right.
which I just couldn't fucking believe. Like and
Right.
especially when I had him on my show, I was like in the early kind of like 8 months sober, so I had just like stopped doing all the drugs I was on, all that. So I had 8 months of sobriety, and then I meet Malcolm, who
Right.
has been sober his whole fucking life.
Yeah.
Even out there in North Carolina, slanging whatever. Like, but he never did any of the drugs, never did any of the shit.
Yeah.
And I actually believe that's why he's as creative as he can be, because his brain hasn't been tainted by like
And
some
childlike,
bullshit.
yeah.
That's true.
Interesting.
And still
doesn't-
childlike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about Malcolm. He's got that childlike presence that you don't get after you've done like all the psychedelics ever. And you know,
What?
It kills the
you-
child.
Well,
it kills the
inside.
child inside
Well,
for sure.
Yeah.
That's one thing
Interesting.
that I
It's
felt
good
like
for
when
me to
when
know.
I first got sober, the childness does come back to you. So
It
I'm
does?
mad. Like, it's really great what you said, that the fact that he never been tainted by anything gives him that like child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool how the Kill Tony is going by his hometown, and then he's gonna be able to go back and.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So he's going to be in Raleigh,
awesome.
Winston-Salem
Raleigh?
area. Yeah.
So he gets to go back and his family and friends, and I like how he said he's gonna tell them not to bring the guns.
Yeah. Don't bring the weapons.
It's important
That's
to go
funny.
home and recharge,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it is a fucking beast to live out here and be out here in LA. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just
Well,
Man,
and
he
doing
was
stand up
homeless.
is a grind.
He
I mean,
was
it
homeless,
is, it's
and,
rough.
and you know that's rough.
Isn't
in
he
itself.
still homeless?
I don't know.
I think
but
he's still living out of his car
Is
and
he?
like hopping couches with people.
Yeah,
I think so.
he's
I
more than
mean,
welcome to come to my place.
The fact that he's so upbeat.
and
But I
still
think
going.
by this
It's pretty tight.
this time, maybe it's more like he's doing a lot of shows and doing a lot of things. I think he just needs to go home and recharge, because
Yes.
we're probably going to
Yeah.
see a lot of big shit from Malcolm in
2019 is
2019.
gonna be huge
Nice.
for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope so.
A movie
I hope
and some
so.
stuff.
Yeah.
Be some good things. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Sweet.
Definitely.
Then we had the Reverend Johnny Stewart.
Drunk as fuck.
Dude, he was. Yeah, he was.
He actually was like, "Can you hold my drink?" I was like, "Oh, you can put it right there. Put it between my legs."
That's where you
yeah.
told him to put it.
I put it between my legs and my feet.
Before the
There we
show, the Reverend offered to marry me if I ever need,
Yeah.
any marital services.
Meaning performing the
He
marital
must have been drunk.
ritual.
Oh, he was.
He was drunk.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was totally drunk. But
So
he
did
has
you-
a
did
lot
you
of
say
knowledge.
No, the thing about the Reverend is he got into a beef with Luis Gomez.
Yeah.
Give us the lowdown on that.
Okay, so you understand the story.
Shaman.
The story
Explain it.
from my perspective is you got a drunk guy that went up to one of his famous idols and said,
Right.
"Hey, here's a story. I should be the good guy painting inside the story,
Yeah.
and you should sing my praises." But instead, Luis just talked shit about him.
He
you know.
misunderstood. Louis
Misunderstood
thought
the
that,
story
yeah.
perhaps a little bit. So
Well,
then
he probably
got mad.
understood
But
Let's
what do you
exactly what this
expect
guy
from the
told
Legion
him.
of Skanks?
I know, that's
you
the weird part,
you
right?
really think that they're gonna go on their show and fucking paint you as a hero? Like, come on, it's just.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I will give Reverend John the. It was kind of funny when he was like.
Dude, that was.
It was hilarious.
It was
It
one of
was
the most
great.
entertaining parts of the. I mean, other than Cole's story,
because
him picking a fight with Lewis was amazing.
he had to do something. Lewis
Those
had to
were
do
the two
something
best.
to like defend his honor. So he had
Yeah.
the sword, and I was like, I
Tony
hope no
was
one gets
legit
hurt, but I
freaked out.
kind of hope someone gets a little bit hurt.
Dude, Tony was legit freaked out.
Yeah,
And-
Jeremiah had to
Yeah.
get up to.
I mean, you were in the room. I
Jeremiah
only saw
had
it
to-
on a tiny phone.
Jeremiah
I was there. You're
Yeah.
right.
I think
Jeremiah
Tony was
had
freaked
to
out.
had to stand up and tell the guy to put the
Well,
sword
Lewis.
down.
So Lewis, the week before at another podcast, almost got in a fight with I can't remember now the comic, but like they had a
Yeah.
beef going because they were hitting at each.
Well, Lewis does a
They were
MMA,
clapping each other
like,
over social
podcast.
media.
So I think he like brings a lot of
He brings
like,
some aggression to the
masculine,
table.
aggressive
Yeah.
energy to him.
Well, it seems
Right.
like
Like, if
a
you-
big part of his persona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He talks a lot of shit, and
Yeah, and
he
Cole- and
trains
Johnny-
a little jujitsu.
Reverend Johnny was feeding right into that.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
I think
in
he was
LA,
playing off
we
that.
don't
Well, he
play
was
like
buzzed, so he was getting like all and
He was
actually
very confident.
waited for him outside. He was like,
For real?
Yeah, he was waiting for him outside to show him his Instagram
Oh,
to show him
to get-
because he wanted just to clarify. Like, no,
Yeah.
I didn't get slapped. I didn't spit on anybody. I was the one that spit on somebody or slapped somebody or hit somebody for doing that to his girlfriend or whatever. So he just wanted to
To
clarify
his
that.
own girlfriend.
And that's what he was trying to do on stage.
Well-
but anytime you get inebriated and you're
trying
gonna,
to tell a
you're not
coherent
gonna be,
story.
yeah, you're not
it's
gonna,
not going to come
it's
out.
not gonna come
I think
out,
Lewis
so.
understood exactly what this guy was saying, but the
Probably.
guy was not saying it
So he
coherently.
was just fucking with him.
So he was just like, dude,
Yeah.
I have no idea who you are, what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Overall, it was a fun show. Every Kill Tony show, whether it's not, it's always just fun.
You get
to
to
be
see
there.
real people.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, trying their best.
And
'cause
my favorite person is always
Tony's
Aphrodite.
funny as fuck.
Aphrodite.
Yeah. Oh, Aphrodite was
the queen of comedy.
she was being the
Oh my gosh.
The ringleader.
Yeah, she was like calling like here they come.
Announcing
Here
who's
they
coming
come.
up.
He not here.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it was
So
awesome.
let's on our podcast we give out a Golden Pony Award. Eventually, we're gonna
Yes.
have a physical Golden Pony that we
Can
will
I
hand
have
out to
it?
people. We don't have it tonight, but it's for people who go on the show that night. And who does the best?
If you had to, if
So
you
who
had
would
to
you?
choose,
I mean, it
I
seems
would-
like Aaron McCann would take it, right?
Aaron, the first guy, him,
Dude,
oh,
you
Aaron?
don't know anything. That was
Okay.
Abel.
I'll let you. But as far as
Everyone gets a say.
I would
Yeah.
say I thought Cole's story was just fucking
Okay,
awesome.
but look, we
I
can't
give
go-
it to Cole too.
yeah,
Really? We can't
Yeah.
go by the interview though. It's just a
You
stand-up.
you have to
Are
go
you
by
serious?
everything overall.
I think you just go by the
I
stand-up.
think you have
That's
to go
been
for
my
the most
standard.
memorable
yes
performance
Yes,
of the night.
Both including.
Yes.
I still
Yes.
go with
And
Aaron.
when he was-
I
It's
still
all-
go with
he
Aaron
was supposed
McCann.
to.
Which one's Aaron?
He's the Irish dude.
The Irish dude, the one that's going
Yeah.
back to Ireland.
He had a
Yeah,
touching
tomorrow.
No,
No.
He had a
was good.
sincere, genuine, touching moment, right?
So
No,
Cole,
that
He was
yeah.
emotional.
Cole
does
was
well with
supposed
his
to come.
stand-up.
Cole was supposed to come here tonight, but he decided that he wanted to stay back with the boys,
With the streeter.
with the
with the
streeter,
streeter.
Kelly, and
Ooh.
they wanted they want to do some
Molly?
comedy store stuff. So
Yeah.
he should have
Butt
been
play
there
action with it.
Molly,
to receive
who's
the
actually
award,
a
but
comedian, and
whatever.
she's a
I was
friend.
rooting
Very
for
nice.
you, bro.
I go with Aaron McCann.
I go with Cole. You
Me
know
too.
what? It takes a
I'll
lot
go
of
with
fucking
Cole.
balls to go on
Yes.
stage and be like,
And to tell that
I
story.
let
And-
someone put their dick in my ass.
And to
Yeah.
be smooth
Or
about it.
And to be
Almost.
honest about it, because guess what? I bet there's a lot of people who were in that crowd that would let someone put a dick in their ass.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or in
There's
this
probably
room.
quite
Maybe.
a few.
Sure. But
Yeah, and it takes a lot of balls to just say that. I love people
Oh, a lot of
who
butt cheeks.
have no shame and can talk about those kind of things. It's
Of course, I
great.
thought it was
Keep
awesome.
it real. Yeah.
And that's why it's so funny because
Maybe
there's
he
a lot of
didn't
people
come.
who would take it in the ass.
I don't think that's why it was funny.
I think it was funny because of just that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's
Yes.
funny because
Maybe
I
he
think
thought
most
there was
people
gonna
were
be
like,
some
I would
butt
never
action
be
going
found
on
in
here.
that situation. You know?
Oh, and I love
Well, you-
that
you never
the
been, like,
hooker had a
Penis.
no,
Oh.
and I bet she was beautiful.
I'm sure.
And being
Shim.
blackout like
We're gonna
drunk
just say shim.
is,
She,
you
Shim.
know,
Shim.
a scenario.
Shim.
I think she went by she.
Shim.
It's
It's
it's a
she.
scenario.
Shim.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I will say Cole was able to take us on his journey.
He
so
took
that
us
every
there.
step was pretty logical, even though incredibly nonsensical, right?
and also it made his joke that he told in the beginning very real because he said I'm not an alcoholic, and you know the
Yeah.
whole joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, I believe
But he
his
clearly
jokes
is an
because
alcoholic.
He really does do, alcoholic things.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes the joke real.
I've never heard
Right.
anything more
Not
alcoholic.
only was he buying
my
a
entire
hooker,
life.
he like irresponsibly bought a hooker on
Right.
a like card
Couldn't
that
afford
it.
he couldn't afford.
Yeah,
There was
And
backdraft.
then-
and
he
he
got
gave us
himself-
so many great
Backdraft?
details.
The
That is
details
true.
were
I'll tell ya.
They
magnificent.
were amazing.
Yeah.
He deserves the golden pony.
He deserves it.
Yay!
His ass takes
I'm
one
outvoted.
for the team.
I'm Yes.
outvoted.
And, you know,
Yes,
Do you have any comments, Travis?
He
on-
might take this pony and put it
not
up
a
his
single
butt.
one. Is anybody even watching
and
out
you
there?
know what? Yeah, this all he
Oh, okay,
deserves
cool.
it because
Any
it all
comments?
ties back to Abraham fingering his own asshole.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Comment who's my friend has tuned in and then left. So
Unbelievable.
Nice.
how many
All
people
right.
tuned in? How many people tuned in?
Well, we'll drop it tonight.
I love it.
Oh wow.
All right,
Wow.
cool.
That's
Are
not
we on
bad.
camera?
It's not bad. Yeah, it's
79,
it's
wow.
right here. This little light under the
Oh,
big
wow.
one. Yeah.
God, I
time.
must look tiny.
It's okay. It's an accurate
this
camera.
whole
got you a
time
pillow.
I was getting like angry.
I got you a pillow.
You were. There was some
Lila.
aggression.
So
That's
Lila,
aggression.
thanks so much for coming out.
Appreciate
I hope
it.
you do it
Yeah, 'cause
again.
I'm a real one.
Yeah,
okay?
You are.
We
You
love
are.
Lila Hart.
You are.
That's
You
my
guys
buddy.
be sure to check out Small Talk with Lila Hart. That is my YouTube show on Channel 310. Channel 310.
Definitely
Yeah.
put that link
Shout
in the
out
comments.
to my boo,
Yes.
Eric Abenante. I love you.
Hi, Eric.
Ooh.
Hey, Eric.
How are you?
Swell
dog?
guy.
We love
My
you.
man. That's Mr. Lila Hart.
Shout out to my
Mr. Lila.
sweetheart, Erica.
The bigger half.
I love you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And shout out to Aphrodite.
Yeah, Aphrodite.
My buddy.
Indeed. I hope she made it home safely tonight.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
sure she did.
This is great. I had so much fun, you guys.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
We're
Thank
so
you for
happy to have
having
you.
me.
Lila's the best.
Excellent. All right. Thanks, guys. And tune in next
See you
week.
Yeah, we'll
next
see you
week.
next week.
All right.
Next
Kill Tony
week.
show. Kill Tony recap. Yo, yo, yo.